Hey, I'm here with Mary Barbera, and she has an absolutely amazing launch story, launch journey. Mary, could you just tell them a little bit about your business?
So I fell into the autism world in 1999 when my firstborn son Lucas was diagnosed with autism one day before his 3rd birthday. At that point, I was confused. I really had no experience with autism or how to treat autism, which is through applied behavior analysis therapy, or ABA for short. So we started that kind of program for him, and over the years, I found out that I really had more knowledge than most of the world. So I became a board certified behavior analyst, started working with hundreds of children with autism, and was a consultant. And around 2010, 2011, I realized that getting my message online was a lot more efficient than going door to door, one-on-one, or even speaking. Like I really spoke many cool places around the world. I wrote a book called The Verbal Behavior Approach, which is in like 10 languages now. And but it's not efficient to go and speak in front of 60 people or even 300 people, because I'll speak and then they'll go home and try to implement these things, and now Johnny's on the floor and all that stuff. So I really got the idea to start looking into how to spread my word online. So I found your book in 2014. I devoured it, wrote 8 pages of typed notes, and page by page I was on a plane, I came home, and I just did my pre-launch survey and went into a seed launch. Really no idea what I was doing. But it worked. I didn't know if 2 people were gonna buy or 200, so 50 people, both professionals and parents, bought my course. About a 50-50 mix at that point. And I was off to the races.
Wow. So you went, I mean, the one thing that's amazing about this, well, it's amazing and it's not. You did this as a seed launch. Mm-hmm. And the seed launch is, for everyone watching at home, the seed launch is often your best first launch. And you're actually doing the launch before you create the product. Before you create the product. And I think that launch brought in about $20,000 in sales.
Yes.
And 50 clients. And then you created the product for them. What kind of results did those people get?
Well, over time, I mean, I've launched a bunch of times, but I still get emails from people and Facebook messages from people that literally are like, your course changed my life. My child had 0 words and now he has hundreds of words, or he's talking in sentences, or, I got my child potty trained with your course. And just the growth of the people that have taken my course is just very astonishing. Because I was used to working one-on-one with people, and I have lots of videos where I demonstrate the transformation. I have kids that weren't talking and now are talking, but that was with me working one-to-one. These are people I've never met. So it was so exciting to see, like, this actually works. Like, I don't have to meet with them. I don't have to go to their house for them to make major gains. Mm-hmm.
And now talk a little bit about, I want to go back and get some details, but just right now, talk a little bit about your mission and how that's evolved and what it's become.
So I launched a few times. I created an accidental membership site because nobody wanted to leave. So I'm like, okay, well, you guys can start paying me monthly, and I'll create another course. And now I have 3 courses, and for parents and professionals. So it's getting really kind of tangled up. But now, through going to PLF Live was actually one of the visualization activities that you did. I kind of envisioned 2 million. And so for me, it really isn't about money, although you have to make money to spread your message. And I know that. Because it does cost a lot of money, mm-hmm. To run a business, an online business, even without a lot of overhead. But my real mission now is to turn autism around in 2 million kids by 2020. So I have to get moving. Mm-hmm. I mean, I am moving, and I don't want to just reach them by video views and opt-ins, because I probably already have reached, you know, I really want to transform their lives, prevent autism, turn it around quickly, especially in young children, because very few people know this, but it was proven in 1987, so more than 3 decades ago, it was proven that if children got very intensive ABA therapy when they were very young, that in 47% of the cases, they could actually become indistinguishable or recover from autism. And like, when I found that out as a parent, you know, in 1999, I was like, oh my God, I gotta get on this. I gotta, you know, and very few people know that. And so there's waiting lists, and there's denial, and there's all kinds of issues. And I just want to get to those parents and teach them what to do right away. Mm-hmm. The first signs of autism, because that's when you're really going to make the most gains.
So I guarantee you there's going to be people watching this that didn't know that might have a child at risk or undiagnosed, or they know someone that does. So where can they find your
MaryBarbera.com. I have a join my mission kind of thing at marybarbera.com/join. If you don't remember how to spell my name, or you forget, just Google Mary Autism. I'm the first one that pops up. And whether you're a parent, professional, a grandparent, anybody that's worried about a young child should definitely come and get my free resources. I do a weekly video blog after I followed your video blog for so many years. But you know, I have a lot of free information, and I do have 3 online courses.
It's amazing. What an amazing world we live in, that you have the power to create something. Because yeah, you probably already have reached in one fashion or another millions of people. Mm-hmm. And that you can have this mission and get out. I mean, look, what an amazing world. And
the really great thing about like the techniques, I have a toddler course, which is mostly for parents, early intervention professionals. It's like, this is great engagement for no matter what, you know, your child could be completely typically developing. And I'll tell you, the techniques that you would learn in my toddler course would be awesome. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it turns out to be a speech delay or ADHD or autism, or your child's fine and you just want to learn better ways to engage them so they're not tantruming, they're talking more, get potty trained quicker, they sleep in their own bed through the night. I have an ebook called Stop Playing Musical Beds, Solving Sleep Problems for Children with and Without Autism, because I played musical beds for 10 years with Lucas until I figured out a solution, and it's all outlined, you know, and it's like, it really, this information is powerful for all kids. Mm-hmm. And but especially if you think there's any kind of delays, you have to get on it.
So let's just flashing back to your seed launch, because like one thing that holds people back on the seed launch specifically is like, how can I possibly sell something before I've created it? That's like, it either won't work, or it's unethical, or I can't imagine it. So can you talk a little, because I mean, you've created, with your seed launch, you created a course that's now impacted huge numbers of people in a very, very positive way. But you did that, you sold it first. You made the $20,000, and then you created it.
Yeah, so, you know, I have some presenting skills, and I kind of had it outlined. I mean, if you're going to do a seed launch and you're going to sell, you do need to have a rough idea of what you're going to present, what modules are going to be. Okay, it's going to be 4 modules and that sort of thing, and roughly what I was going to be doing. But it's very possible. I recorded it each weekend. I happened to be redoing my kitchen at the same time that I was doing it. So I had
just because, why not? Why not?
So I'm like, I had noise, you know, in my house all week long. And then every weekend I'd be like, all right, I have to do this. You know, I have to record. And then I do the weekly coaching calls on a Thursday. So I tell the contractors, okay, Thursday, noon to 1. We had to like write that in the contract, like I cannot have any noise. But it was great because I could get feedback on like, with the questions, I could be like, okay. I remember being at one client's house and I said, I have to record this procedure because I'm getting a lot of questions and this will be good for module 3. And my client, who I gave the course to for free because her child was featured, she goes, wait, that video that you're going to do right now, that's for this course? Like that's for next week? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, the course isn't done? I'm like, no. But it really does provide a lot of flexibility to add things, to clarify.
To make it better in service to your clients because
Yeah.
you're making it
Yeah.
with their feedback.
Yeah.
And so you've got all the degrees. I mean, you have a master's degree and then you became the board certified behavior analyst. Did I get that
Yes.
right? And so you've done a lot of schooling. And the point I make is like every single time when you pay tuition, they're making that class up. You know, they haven't delivered the class yet, but you're paying ahead of time. And maybe they've done it in the past, but still, you're paying before you get the training. Mm-hmm. And so.
Yeah, and I have a master's degree, like you said, in nursing administration, and I have a PhD. And everything I learned about launching, I learned from you and others in the space, and it is really powerful. Like once you know that I could, you know, give any information online and reach so many people, it's a really amazing thing. You know, when I see people giving stand and deliver kind of talks, and they're brilliant and they're telling great things, and there's 50 people in the audience, I'm like, oh, you got to get online, you know. It's just so, you know, knowledge is power. When you know you can spread it, it's like, wow.
So right now, if you were to go to Amazon, there would be 90% of the people, and there's a lot of reviews. There's over 1,000 reviews in my book. 90% of them are 5 stars, and 2 or 3 or 4% are somewhere in the middle, and like 5%, they're like, this guy's a complete snake oil salesman. There's nothing in this book. It's complete. It's just nothing but a sales letter for his high price stuff. And it's just a scam. This stuff doesn't work. If your product was really good, you wouldn't need to market it. It would sell itself. And here you are as you know, a PhD, all this schooling, someone who has this mission to help parents. And what would you say to, not to the people that think I'm a snake oil salesman, but to the people who are trying to decide between those 5-star and the 1-star, like, am I a snake oil salesman? Does this stuff work? And is it only for like ignorant, uneducated people?
No, I mean, I just recommended your book just a few days ago. I recommend your book all the time. It is the best book, and I've read a ton of books on how to start online businesses or anything. I mean, your book is so super practical. I mean, what other book are you going to be able to buy and go step by step? I mean, literally, I have notes where like page whatever, and I like went to it, copied your email, and made it my own. And it's like just used the exact formula from the book. I mean, it's amazing. And yeah, I recommend it all the time. And it's like you just have to get it.
Well, Mary, it's been a joy to watch you on your mission. It's been you know, you're so passionate about helping these kids, and I didn't know much about autism. I know a lot more about it just from getting to know you, and this crazy idea that it can actually be reversed if you catch it early enough is remarkable. And like, I like to think what I'm doing changes lives. That's my goal.
And it does.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
It does,
Yeah.
because what you have given to me has enabled me to literally change lives. So, and you know, the other thing is getting to know you is you are as authentic as you know, in every situation, you're just so authentic. So I am so thankful that I bought the book, I watched your videos, and then I came to a live event and have gotten to know you so much better.
Thank you so much. And congratulations to all your success. Is that an amazing story or what? Mary is changing the world. And I'm so honored to be able to sit next to you and talk about it.
Thank you.